What's up, A3 crew? Pilot 83 here. So let's talk about something really neat. Jetliner by FS Academy. So I know a few of you in the past have asked me to review this and go over it because y'all didn't feel comfortable in flying Jetliner, so you didn't have much experience and you wanted to know if this was really helpful or not. Well, FS Academy was nice enough to send this to me so I could go over this with y'all. So this here basically goes over everything you need to know about flying, mainly the A320, okay? It's brought to you by a real A320 captain. So it says the Jetliner provides an authentic and realistic environment and learn how to handle the big jets using genuine standard operating procedures and techniques used by professionals. So it's a step-by-step guide. You have, I believe, 12. That's a good bit. 12 lessons. You got taxi out, takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, taxi in, even things like engine failure, emergency descent, RTO, manual handling, and then they have a challenge at the end. All performed in the A320. Let me show y'all this under the activity screen. Alright, so this here is where it would be at. It's going to be under your custom activity content. And then right here you see everything. So we got, like I said, the taxi out, the takeoff, the climb, the cruise, the descent, the approach, everything. And then it gives you an estimated time it takes to complete it. So flight duration, 10 minutes. So it's a commercial journey into the world of jetliners by flying a typical airliner sector from London, Gatwick to Barcelona, starting with the taxi out phase. So it shows you a good bit of stuff. So let's go ahead and start with the very first one. I want to show it to you. It's got custom flight conditions. So let's get to it.
This is FS Academy Jetliner. We're going to introduce you to airline operations step by step, starting with a complete short-haul flight. We're in the A320neo and have just finished our pushback here at London Gatwick, bound for Barcelona. Make sure that the APU is running and we'll talk about jet engines.
Alright, so y'all heard that there. So you got a person talking to you the whole entire time. That's really neat. I think this is going to be good and decent, especially since you have a real A320 captain who helped with the making of this. This will be, like I said, very good for all those pilots who don't feel comfortable with jetliners, especially with the Phoenix A320 coming out. Planes like that that are very complicated versions of the A320 and do not come with manuals. And if you're new to it and you're just jumping into a plane like that, then you need something to help guide you in the right direction. So that is where all this is really going to help you a huge bit. So let's go through this first little lesson here. So APU start, that's what they want.
The A320 thrust levers have a set of detents that you'll need to be familiar with. Move the levers all the way forward to the toga position. This is the toga detent, which stands for takeoff go around. This setting will give maximum power when required for takeoff on a short runway or to initiate a go around. It would be hard on the engines and use a lot of fuel if we used maximum power for every takeoff. So instead we use a reduced thrust setting known as flex. Move the levers back a little into the flex MCT detent.
Alright.
This This is the Flex MCT detent. Flex is a reduced takeoff thrust setting when maximum power isn't needed, saving fuel and engine wear. MCT stands for Maximum Continuous Thrust. Whilst Toga provides full power, keeping the engines at 100% thrust for longer than about 5 to 10 minutes can cause excessive wear and damage. MCT is a slightly reduced power setting, but it can be set for an unlimited time, without fear of overstressing the engines. Here in the Flex detent is where we'll set the levers for today's takeoff from Gatwick. Move the levers back another notch to the Climb detent. Unlike in a Boeing aircraft, Airbus thrust levers do not move in response to the auto thrust. Instead, the levers are manually placed into the Climb detent shortly after takeoff, where they will remain for the majority of the flight. The auto thrust can control engine power as needed, with the levers remaining in the Climb detent the entire time. Finally, bring the levers all the way back to idle. This is the idle detent, where the engines are at their minimum power. In the final moments before touchdown, you'll move the levers here to reduce thrust for landing, and this will automatically disengage the auto thrust system. This is also the position used for starting the engines. Set the engine mode selector to start. Now set the engine 1 master switch to on. A jet engine typically has two main fans at the front of the engine, one big and one small, known as N1 and N2. Each fan is connected via a shaft to their own set of turbine blades at the back of the engine. The N2 fan is the smaller of the two and starts turning first. Once it gains speed, the air it moves gets pushed over the turbine blades for the N1 fan, causing it to spin.
Very thorough. I will say that, guys. This is very thorough. Much better than the actual one that we have right now, that is the default one, which has, I believe, 3 lessons. This even gives an explanation of why we do some of these things.
Now start engine 2. N2 is rotating. Fuel starts being supplied at around 20% N2, at which point the exhaust gas temperature, EGT, starts to rise and N1 starts to spin.
But yeah, I really like the thorough explanation that is included in this package of everything. You know, giving you a better understanding of why some things are done. So far, like I'm really impressed. At first, I thought I would just try to kind of give like a brief explanation of everything in this whole entire tutorial. But I was like, you know what? I should do everything in a video, one by one, and just cover the whole entire academy so y'all could see it.
Both engines are now running, so we'll perform the after start flow. Now that we've completed the flow actions, we complete the after start checklist. Anti-ice off. ECAM status checked. Pitch trim set. Rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. Just like on a small aircraft, we check the flight controls for full and free movement before departure, starting with the ailerons. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder full left. Full right. Neutral. Great, the flight controls look good.
Jetliner 488, clearance available.
Ready to copy, Jetliner 488.
Jetliner 488 cleared to Barcelona via Novma 1 X-ray, runway 26 left, altitude 5,000 feet, squawk 7402.
Jetliner 488 cleared to Barcelona, Novma 1 X-ray, 26 left, altitude 5,000, squawking 7402.
Jetliner 488, read back correct, report ready for taxi.
We've just received our ATC route clearance. We're departing via the Novma 1 X-ray departure from runway 26 left, climbing to an initial stop altitude of 5,000 feet, which is set. We're ready to go. Let's request taxi clearance. Jetliner 488 request taxi.
Jetliner 488, taxi to hold short runway 26 left via Papa Alpha Sierra, holding point Alpha 2.
Papa Alpha Sierra, holding short 26 left at Alpha 2, Jetliner 488. ATC have given us a taxi clearance to holding point Alpha 2. That's pretty much the full length for runway 26 left. Clear left side, clear right side, turn on the taxi light, release the parking brake, and we'll get going. Taxi ahead and turn right at the end onto taxiway Papa, then follow Papa around to the left onto Alpha Sierra to hold short at Alpha 2. Use only the minimum power you need to taxi at about 10 to 15 knots as we're making some sharp turns. Now we're moving, give the brakes a squeeze to check that they're working. Brakes checked. Keep on taxiing and take the next right onto Papa. Turn right here and follow Papa to the end, where we'll turn left to Alpha Sierra. Whilst taxiing, we run through the PEDS check, which is a brief recap of our departure. Performance, departing from Alpha Sierra for 26 left as expected. Engine out. If we have an engine failure, at 1,700 feet we would turn left to Willow. Departure. Novma 1 X-ray, runway 26 left is on our clearance and in the FMGC. Stop altitude 5,000 feet from ATC. This is Alpha 2, come to a stop here. Great, now set the parking brake. Now we're at the holding point, we'll complete the before takeoff checklist. Flight controls checked. Briefing confirmed. Flap setting config 1. FMA and takeoff data, V1 blue, V2 magenta, climb nav 5000 blue, 1 FT2 flex. Transponder set. ECAM memo, takeoff no blue. EFB stowed and disconnected. Down to the line. Okay, we've completed our checks down to the line on the checklist. We continue below the line once we're cleared for lineup. We'll return once the cabin crew reports that the cabin is secured for takeoff.
Alright guys, so I like that. I think that was really thorough explanation. Excuse a little bit of the lag. This is actually my internet. As like I saw, my internet went out last night, and it's been really slow today. So they're actually right down the road working. I'm not sure what's happening. It's storming as well. So hey, shout out to those guys for being out there. But yeah. So like I said, I was going to do just a quick preview of this whole entire activity, but I thought, you know, let's actually go through. I want to go through each single part of it and give a full thorough review, because there's no way I could give a full review of this whole entire activity unless I fully go through it, you know. So I'll make a whole playlist about this. We'll go through it. This first one I thought was pretty helpful. Definitely much better than the basic one that comes with the sim. I do wish it made you start there at a cold and dark. But we'll go to y'all and see how things go and see if there is a startup from cold and dark, which I'm pretty sure there is. And we'll go from there. But yeah, guys, so far I think it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. It seems to be real thorough. I love the explanations of why certain things are the way they are and stuff. So I'm really curious to see how things get when we take off and get into the air. As always, I am Pilot 83, guys. Thank y'all so much for the continued love and support. Join my Discord below. I hope the beta is helping a lot of y'all out there. I know it's been rough couple weeks for us on Xbox, but things will get there, guys. Come join my Discord. Y'all already know that's where we have the fun. That's where all the cool guys are. That's where the developers are. Great place to be. Ask questions. Come hang out with me there all day long. Follow me on Instagram. Till next time, guys, happy flying out there. See you in the skies. Peace. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.